Okay. Hi everyone, this is Aisling here from Leash Play Therapy, based here in Port Town. I am delighted to say that I'm linked in here today with Louise Shanagher, all the way from Athlone. Louise is a mindfulness teacher. She is the founder of Creative Mindfulness. You'll find that on Facebook, Mindfully Me as well. She is also the author of the Mindfully Me series, one of the most used books in my room. Look who's here. And the Where's Happy book as well. And she has recently launched her Kindfully Me series just before Christmas. And today she's going to talk to us a little bit about it. And she's also going to talk about a workshop that she has coming up on the 27th of March. Um, Louise has on her webpage on louiseshanagher.com, she has a number of online workshops for kids, teens, and adults, trainers, and even she visits schools and everything. Hopefully, with lockdown being lifted, she can go back into all of that connection as well, one on one. But at the moment, she's doing it all online. And I am so glad to have you on. How are you, Louise?
I'm good, Ashley. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Lockdown hasn't really impacted you.
Yeah, I'm probably more busy. I can just hear a little echo behind me there, but can
Oh,
you
okay.
hear
Is it
that?
here with me? I wonder.
I can hear the echo on my side, but maybe, yeah. Oh, that's gone now.
Okay. Yeah,
Gone
we'll
now.
keep recording and we'll see how we get on. And sure, we can see what way it is after
Yeah,
it's
that's
played.
great.
So
Yeah.
you have the Kindfully Me series and the Mindfully Me series. So I I will talk. Do you want to talk a little bit about this book, because I would definitely recommend it to parents, and then we can talk about your new series as well.
Yeah, thanks, Ashley. Yeah, so that I released the Mindfully Me series that was 3 years ago now, 2018. And so it was Ireland's first mindfulness-based series for children. And so that book, Look Who's Here, that's all about feelings and just knowing that our feelings are like visitors and they come and they go, and that they're part of us, but they're not all of us, and that we can befriend our feelings and be kind to our feelings, and we don't have to be afraid of our feelings, and we can know that they're impermanent. I think that's a big message in that book as well, that they come and they go. And then there was also the two other books there that in that series, that It's Always There and the Where's Happy as well. So yeah.
Lovely,
I'm glad you find
lovely.
it helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the most used book. I was saying to Louise
Oh,
earlier
great.
that like a lot of the kids that come in here to the play therapy room, when we read this story, it's like they just become so resilient and so accepting of themselves and their feelings that come and go,
Oh, that's
and they're able to name it as well, which is really powerful. They name their feelings then. And you have the Kindfully Me series. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I released the Kindfully Me series there with Outside the Box. So they're educational publishers, and they're actually publishing all my resources now, and which is great. And so there's three books in the Kindfully Me series, and they're based, I suppose, on mindfulness and kindness and compassion. And I can tell you a little bit, show you the books if you want to
Yeah,
tell
do,
you a bit
yeah.
about them if you want. So Kind Wishes is the first book, and that's based on metta. I don't know if you've heard that before, or loving kindness. So it's this quality of wishing ourselves and others well. And the idea in the book as well is that, we all are maybe look different on the outside, so there's a lot of focus on, I suppose, diversity. And there's children from all different countries, and there's children in wheelchairs and blind children, and of all different religions. And so I really wanted to focus on that message, that no matter who we are, we might look different on the outside, but inside we all just want to be happy, and we all just want to be loved. And and that, when we wish other children well, even children who are different to us and ourselves well, that helps us feel happier inside and helps us feel better. So yeah, so that's the message of that book. And
Lovely.
yeah, I can show you the second book then,
Yeah.
Kindness is Contagious. So um this book then is all about being kind. I suppose that it's just as important to be kind to yourself as it is to be kind to others, and that we need to kind of fill up our own cups of kindness first before we, because often children get the message, oh, be kind to other people, but maybe they don't get the message to be kind to themselves. And I feel that's a really, really important message. So, and like that practice of self-compassion and caring for ourselves and being a good friend to ourselves, I love to teach children that. I feel like it's so important. So yeah, and then the third book then is Thankfully Me, which is all about being thankful and being grateful and focusing on the good things in our lives rather than maybe what's wrong or what isn't okay. And in all three of the books, the focus is on when we do focus on these positive attributes of metta, loving kindness, of kindness and compassion, and of gratitude, that we feel good, we feel happy. You know, that it helps us feel happier in our lives. That's the key message of it, really. And it's to really help children get in touch with that, the felt bodily experience of kindness, of gratitude, of compassion, and rather than say, oh, be kind. Well, you know, encourage children to say, well, what does it feel like when you're kind, or what does it feel like when you're grateful, or what does it feel like when you wish that other child well. So yeah, that's there's workbook pages at the back of each of them.
Oh,
And actually, so you'll see there it says, like, you know, in the photo frame, stick a picture of someone you're thankful for. Just, and there's about 4 workbook pages in each book, or 5. So, and a meditation. And the workbook pages are all on my website, so you can download them free of
lovely.
charge and use them as many times as you like. And actually, all the workbook pages from Mindfully Me series are on my website too. So parents can go there and they can just keep downloading the worksheets and work on the concepts themselves with their children.
Lovely.
Yeah,
That's brilliant. That is brilliant. I'll add the link underneath the video as well, so I can link you in as well if that's okay.
yeah,
LouiseShanagher.com, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Creative Mindfulness then on Facebook as well.
yeah, yeah. There's a few different ones. There's a Mindfully Me as well, but yeah, yeah, yeah.
Brilliant.
Different
And
pages
you
there.
do a lot of workshops online. I've actually quite a few friends who have been doing your workshops and are speaking highly of it. You do have a workshop on the 27th of March with Michael Willard,
Mr.
is it?
Willard, yeah.
Who
So
is it?
yeah, so I do a lot online now during lockdown, and before I didn't do much online at all. It was all in person, and I didn't know how it was going to transfer. But back in March, I put the training online and everything really online, and it's actually been going really well, and it's helped me reach a lot more people. And yeah, so Christopher Willard, he's my supervisor, but he is I suppose, a world leading expert in this area of mindfulness for children. And he's a psychologist in Harvard, actually, and he's written loads of books. And he's going to do a workshop, you know, with me. I'm going to present with him, focusing on how to help children who are experiencing anxiety. And we'll be based in
Lovely.
the you know, we're both trained in children. She's trained in, you know, in clinical psychology. I'd be trained more in psychology and children's therapy, but we'd be coming from a mindfulness lens, I suppose, and compassion based lens. So it'd be more around using mindfulness and self compassion based practices to support children who are experiencing anxiety. So yes, that's on the 27th. Yeah,
Lovely.
just if anybody would like to attend, I'm happy to give a code for that. If you put in the code student20 with a capital S, or you can put it underneath, you can get the €20 off that then.
Oh,
And
lovely.
yeah, if anybody'd like to attend, yeah. So
Lovely.
27th
Definitely.
from 2 to 5. Yeah.
Two
So
to five on the
yeah.
27th of March. That's brilliant. Yeah, definitely. I'll be linking in there myself now. Brilliant. No, look, it's great to have you on, and hopefully now we can kind of get more people connected to the more mindfulness approach. Like, is there any tips or anything you could give to parents to help children with anxieties just at home?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I put together a resources sheet. If they go to my website and go click into resources, and then just go down and you'll see a document. I put all the resources together, so I've loads of like little videos that I've made called mini mindfulness practices. You'll see them on the YouTube channel, and they're just short little breathing practices. They're really, really helpful for children who have anxiety. I put one up there the weekend called candle breathing, and that has a slower out breath than the in breath. So when you breathe in a little bit slower on the out breath, that activates the parasympathetic um, part of the nervous system, which will actually start to slow down and calm the body and calm anxiety. So that's one in particular, but any of the mini mindfulness practices are really good. And on that document, you'll see like affirmation videos as well. You'll see lots of workbook pages, and they're all things that you can start working with for free. So there are things you can do at home. But in general, for anxiety, I feel like the biggest thing I always say to kids and to adults actually is that how you feel is okay. Because I think a big thing for anybody who experiences anxiety is that and I'm saying we because I would experience anxiety myself and did a lot as a child, and that we feel like it's not okay to feel like this, or it's bad, or it's wrong. And actually it is okay. It's just a normal part of being a human being. Sometimes we have anxiety, or sometimes anxious Ali comes to visit, or whoever we call it, and it's about knowing what to do and to be kind to ourselves, and to know that we can have our box of tricks or tools we can do when we do feel well, sometimes I call it worried Walter, I know it's in the book, or when we do feel worried or we do feel anxious. And there's lots of things we can do to help ourselves. So it's almost like normalizing the anxiety and knowing that it's okay to experience it, and that it's not bad. It's not that we're bad. It's not that there's something terribly wrong. Anxiety is very scary because the physical sensations in anxiety are very extreme sometimes. So it's the physiological effects of anxiety that can be the most scary for kids. So it's really just for them to know that they're okay. So putting their hands on their heart and say, how I feel is okay. I am safe. And then maybe doing their practices like their breathing, like any of the mini mindfulness practices, um like I think even holding a little stone in their pocket can be a good one. And I always say then, like, talking about their feelings as well, so letting it out, not keeping it in. So speaking to someone that they know and trust. And sometimes then I'll make something like a worry monster with children. A lot of what I do with the mindfulness is that I try and do it all creatively. So I kind of would focus on helping the children make creative activities to explore how they're feeling, which is, I know that would be, quite similar in play therapy as well. And so they might make a worry monster then, and then they go through the steps, and then they might feed the worry to the worry monster. There's lots of other ways you can do it. So that's another thing you can do. But I'd say if you are making a worry monster with children, to not just say feed the worry to the worry monster and that's it. It's to go through the steps. So it's to know, okay, I'm feeling anxious, or give it a name, say worried Walter, worried Wendy, and it's okay that I feel this way, taking my breaths, be kind to myself, be kind to my feeling, and then maybe talk about it, and then feed the worry monster, rather than just feeding the worry monster and that's it.
Mm.
So, and I'm going to go through those steps in more detail then in the workshop that I'm going to do. But yeah, so
Lovely, lovely. That's brilliant. Yeah. And
yeah.
look at anyone again who's just joined in or listening in, it's louiseshanagher.com, and that workshop is on the 27th of March. Be very helpful, especially with all the lockdown and the anxieties that are at home. Everyone's on each other's toes, and the stress of homeschooling. It's just lovely to be able to sit back, just check in with themselves and recharge again, and then getting them ready to face school again, the social issues and social anxieties. Be really nice to check in with that. So that's lovely. Thanks a million for joining us, Louise. So we can get you on Creative Mindfulness on Facebook. And your series then, where can you find your series? Is it just online?
Yeah, they were in bookshops, but I don't know at the moment with the way everything is. But if you can, on the website, if you go to www.louiseshanagher.com, and then also on the OTB outside the box, you'll be able to get the resources and the CDs and the cards. So I've kind of a whole set of resources that go with the books as well, and that's the outside the box website if you check it
Lovely.
out as well. Yeah.
Brilliant,
Okay.
brilliant. Okay, thanks a million for joining us today, and
No problem,
hopefully
Ashley.
we'll be
Thank
in
you for
touch
having
again.
me.
Be
Yeah,
doing
thank
your workshop on the 27th. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Ashley. Okay, thank you. Okay.